My hometown didn't have a high school, so I got busted.
That's
They
it.
did, but they're gonna.
Sums it up. That's it. Anyway.
Okay, folks, welcome to February, okay? Today was the penalty of having such a pretty day yesterday, okay? Had to pay it back today and tomorrow. Okay, so we gonna have a call to order here. Anybody not here? Okay, all right.
We're all here.
I think Jamie's out right now, okay? I'd like to call the meeting to order. Like I said, on a roll call, everyone's here. Anybody miss? Okay. We have anyone had a chance to look at the minutes from January?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion been so made. Got a second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. No nays. Thank you. That's passed. Okay. We want to kind of jump here and kind of move things up a little quicker.
We have several of
Okay. Okay. Good. I see what you're saying. Okay.
Mr. President, we might also have a second set of minutes, one from December and one from
and
January.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that motion was to accept both of those or not, but I just wanted to make sure.
My
that-
second was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I did not hear if that was the question.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay. So now, funding events.
Whoever wants to go first.
How about the, yeah, go ahead. Come, Mr. South, come on up. All right.
I'm here to represent there's information sheet coming around, the Faulkner County Homeschool Athletic Association. We host an event first weekend of December, cross-state homeschool basketball kickoff weekend out at the Don Owens Center. We had teams from Arkansas, Mississippi, and Louisiana who all attended that weekend. Had about 40 teams with approximately 400 roster players that weekend. It's a season-beginning kickoff event in partnership with the National Christian Homeschool Basketball Championship Series, and it's one of those things they try to move it around, but we're trying to get them to do more events here because we think Conway is a good place to host them. So that's kind of the overall. We had them in for 2 days. I know many people stayed in hotels and some Airbnbs, and there were some that even just stayed for an extra night instead of having to drive back home to South Louisiana from Conway after playing basketball all day. I heard some interesting comments. I was telling a couple of the guys earlier, we were talking, I said, the forum that was happening, we tried to collect information in different ways, find out where they're staying and all. We handed out 100 plus forms and got 0 back. I have found that a Google form sent to their emails works much better. They'll reply much more and you get better information there. But I heard some great comments. One person specifically came through and said, we've always come through here to go to Branson and we've always just stopped and eaten at Cracker Barrel. He said, I didn't realize y'all had so much more here in Conway. We're going to have to spend more time here. So it was good to get some people from out of state who normally just taking the turn north to spend some time in our town. So it was a good weekend. We had a lot of people here and a lot of people from out of state and out of town. And we're hoping, even with our connection with the national organization, that events like this will encourage them to bring more events to Conway, especially when the new volleyball arena and building gets open. So,
Thank you.
other questions?
You got any questions for anyone?
I did not.
Do what?
That's good feedback.
Yes.
Yeah, it was
Thank you.
good to hear. I spent a lot of time just talking to people as they came in. I sat at the door and say, where are you from, where you stay, and those kind of things. And they stayed in several little hotels around Don Owens, but they were, all the comments were positive about Conway, just the things they didn't realize were here because they just driven through. So it was a good experience for them.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Guys, y'all that came in here earliest, y'all want to come on up first? Next. the Senior Olympics. Yes.
Hello, I'm Greg Ebert with the Arkansas Senior Olympics. I saw some of you last year, I believe, when we
Yeah.
talked about bringing some of the events here, and we did end up bringing our swim meet here last year, and we also had our bowling event that I brought up here as well over at the Family Bowl. And I just wanted to let y'all give you a quick report of the fact that we did have about almost 40 people that showed up between the two events, and half of those were from probably 135 miles or further away, including people from Texas, Trussville, Alabama, Tulsa, Oklahoma. So I know the fact that I've talked to these people and they did stay at hotels and eat at our restaurants and all that sort of stuff. So they spent some money here in town, and they did all have very positive things to say about Conway, having some of them never been here before. So they were really happy about that. So we did have an issue over at Hendricks with their swimming pool and with their timing system. And so therefore, I think I'd asked for, at the time, for $1,750, which was pre-approved for us to get reimbursed for putting on the events here. But we were able to talk Hendricks down to just charging us $800 for the pool. And so that's what I'm here. I've got a receipt here in my hand. I don't know if I need to hand it to one of you all or hand it to anybody, but.
You can hand it to me.
Yeah.
I've got a check written and I've
Okay.
got one signature. I just need the mayor's signature and then I'll get it sent to you. Thank you very
Cool.
much.
Thank you. And thanks for bringing seniors to town.
Yes, and I hope to bring a lot more events here.
I was just too young.
Yeah, we don't have an age group for you. 100 plus, right?
180.
We got. I am going to tell you that I am planning on bringing some more events to Conway this year, which I can come back if I need to tell you what all I'm going to be bringing back here. But I'm working on securing the actual venue dates and so forth. And of course, some of that's depending on maybe when the new pool and all that sort of stuff's opening. So I don't know. Huh? Summer, yeah, to say. So whenever we get that ironed out and can get some more details on that, that might have an effect on some of the events that I might want to bring back here. So I'm happy to come back and talk to you all, maybe even next month or so, whatever if we can find out some more things. But I am planning on having our track and field here, which will bring a lot of people in for, and I'm waiting to hear back. In fact, I called them just before I came over here, UCA, and bringing back our track meet that we had at the University of Arkansas last year. We're hoping to bring it here to UCA this year. And so and maybe bringing in disc golf, so we could have that maybe out at Beaver Fork or whatever. So bringing in a lot of people for that. So anyway, I'll have an update for you guys. Hopefully, maybe I can talk to y'all next month.
I would just say that if you do have upcoming events that you are bringing in newly, we've already approved ours for
That's fine.
2025. No, but I'm saying if these are new events, the best way to handle it would be to go ahead and fill out the request.
Okay.
And then we would review the request
Okay.
and then do it that way.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sheila.
Mhm.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Other funding events?
My name is Craig Connor. I'm the head coach for Conway High School Swim and Dive, and we just want to thank the A&P for partnering with us for the last 5 years to bring swim meets to Conway for high school students. We had 6 swim meets in 2024. 2 of them were in January, 1 in February, and then we had 2 in November, 1 in December. It was supposed to be at Hendricks, but due to mechanical issues, got moved over to UCA. And they've been outstanding meets. But if you've been to UCA's pool, you know the limited size. So we are very much looking forward to the new facility and what that's going to allow us to be able to do moving forward. These meets brought over 900 athletes to Conway, over 600 spectators and coaches, and that's been pretty much the standard for the last 5 years. Everybody from every meet always compliments us on the outstanding events that we put on. pretty much all of us say, can you please do more? Mainly because of our proximity to everyone in the state. We bring in teams from, Bentonville, all the way down to Magnolia, Texarkana, so pretty much anywhere across the state always wants to come here to swim. Feedback on different places that were used throughout the city for food: Chick-fil-A, Papa John's, Domino's, Jimmy John's, any kind of easy food was pretty much the standard there. We appreciate the A&P for providing 3,000 for the 2025 season. We have completed 2 meets this year already. We'll have the remaining 3, potentially 4, depending on what the community center is able to do. We'll be hosting the 2026 6A Central Conference Championship meet. Hopefully be able to do that at the community center. And we're looking forward to another great year next year. Hopefully be able to host the state meet in the near future with our new facility. So we appreciate you guys a lot.
Well, thanks, Craig. Well attended, well done there. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I've been at many of those meets, and they're very well put on, and so they're a good time, so.
It'll be nice when we got a bigger area too.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm excited for us to get the new facility as well, so it's gonna be
Okay.
really nice.
Yeah,
I think that might be all. Any other funding? Oh, one more.
one more, all right. UCA.
I hope I got everybody's name on those right. I'm Cody Reeves, UCA Athletics. You're probably used to seeing Matt Whiting stand a little shorter than me, trying to look over this. So I'm a little bit taller, new guy in his position. Coming to report on UCA Athletics and the events we put on this year. The first 3 on that sheet are all home softball tournaments that we host. We used to have 2, now it's become 3, and it's kind of just a great way to kick off the year. We bring in a good number of fans from other schools as well. The first one, the Michelle Short Memorial Classic, that's the longest standing tournament we've had. We had 4 teams come into town. It's a 3-day event. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we get those teams staying 2 days overnight, and then they're also paying for food 3 days here in town, feeding their team. Softball, baseball parents obviously travel very well. So good fan attendance from the visiting teams as well. Similarly, so the first one was late February. The next tournament was early March. Similar, we had 3 teams that time. So not quite as big of a tournament, but it was still very steady. We had 3 very local teams too. So we had good turnout there. And then the third tournament is a new one that we launched this year, or 2 years ago. Occurs mid-March. Again, 3 teams there, but that one we had teams that were very regionally centralized. Attendance numbers spiked on that, a little over 1,000 estimated for that. Next event we had was the Richard Martin Invitational track meet. We had 6 teams come in, but an estimated about 400 student athletes, just rosters coming in. So that's about 50 per team. So you can think hotel lodging. There's a lot that goes into that. Feeding those teams, they obviously utilized restaurants here in the area. We also hosted our beach volleyball tournament. Brought in 3 teams for that. Those teams stayed for just one night, but were there for 2 full days participating. They played 2 matches each day. And that was a neat one because it was something we hadn't hosted the previous year. It's a good thing to get back. As far as summer tournaments, among all of our sport teams, we hosted a little over 20 total youth sports camps and 10 baseball tournaments just at our campus over the summer. So just a quick tally, we were well over 3,000 just participants alone. So that's that's not counting families and friends. And then last event we hosted was the Sugar Bear Invitational for volleyball. 4 teams. Those teams all stayed, other than one, they all stayed 2 nights here in town. Estimated 1,200 fans and attendance. So
Well
we,
done, UCA.
yes, sir. We really appreciate your support and all that you guys do for all this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. One more running event.
Okay. Now, I think, any other funding? Okay, I think we're
Okay.
good there.
We didn't have any preliminary or something for these other people?
Well, they toasted too.
I know, but
No, they're, yeah, those guys. Yeah.
Because of the nature.
needed the interpreter. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, no, we're fixing to hear an application.
That's what, yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay.
At this time, if it's good with y'all, we'll skip ahead in the agenda and let the Arkansas Association for the Deaf make a presentation requesting funding for their event later this year.
Thank you.
Hello. My name is Conway Hancock, and I am the president of the Arkansas Association of the Deaf. This is my second term as president. We are based in Little Rock. I am from Hot Springs. I'm glad to be here today.
Would you bear with me a minute? Can you turn the microphone around so that when we watch this, to be able to do the minutes, we'll hear him and not? Thank you very much.
Hello. My name is Kitsonia Hancock, and I am the president of the Arkansas Association of the Deaf. This is my second term as president. I am from Hot Springs, and we serve the community and the deaf community, deaf-blind community, hard of hearing communities. And hello, my name is Paula Lawrence, and this is my second term for trustee and co-chairperson for the event. I'm also the fundraising chairperson and I'm from Greenbrier. This is Kitsonia speaking. So we have our biennial AAD conference, Arkansas Association of the Deaf Conference. We're going to be having that September 12th through the 13th in Conway. This is going to be for deaf people from all over the state and surrounding areas coming into Conway for this conference. This is Paula speaking. So the Arkansas Association of the Deaf Conference, we have chosen our theme as mind, spirit, and wellness. This is Kitsonia speaking. So we are going to have a yoga coach coming in. We are going to have a lady who is deaf. She is a pharmacist who will be coming in from Louisiana to do presentations about her life, what made her become interested in becoming a medical professional, things of that nature. We're also going to have some mental health conference instruction about developing coping skills, yoga, all kinds of health and wellness things. Paula is speaking and says we will have a Tai Chi training and the name of the business is Toe, and that is, they will be here presenting at the convention. And then we will have a rest therapy person from here as well, who will be teaching and educating us about taking care of our bodies and the benefits for that. This is Kitsonia speaking. So we are asking for your support for our conference. As part of our fundraising, we have gone to local restaurants. Paula, if you would like to explain on that. We've had some fundraising events. We have gone to Tacos for Life and had a fundraising event there. We did that last month and seemed to be successful. This Thursday, we're going to be doing that again. We're hopefully we'll be reaching out to more restaurants in the future months. as we're planning our convention and we're doing the fundraising for that. And this is Kidsonia. You can feel free to take a look at our events and the information we have posted on our Facebook page about our conference and to learn more about the communities we serve. This is Paula speaking. And so we also are planning on having a silent auction. This is going to be a 2-day conference. Well, the silent auction is planned to be closing at 2:30 on Saturday. So we'll have people there, to see if they've won for the silent auction. And we're going to be asking for donations from the community as well, for things such as gift cards and other things of that nature that people may be interested in donating for us as part of our fundraising. So thank you so much for your opportunity. This is Kidsonia speaking, giving us an opportunity to explain about our organization. Thank you so much. And Paula says thank you as well.
A question.
Yeah. Funding amount.
So I noticed on the application, it doesn't ask what type of a request that they're needing funding for. And it also did not have an amount. It did have an amount for the entire event, but not specifically what they're requesting.
Excuse me. And this is Paula speaking. For the AAD conference, for our expenses, for our event, we were looking at $500 for meals, $1,000. The rental for the facility, we were looking at $800. The awards were $600. For our interpreters as well, for people who are deaf or hard of hearing, or for our deaf-blind people, we were looking for $5,000 for that, for the 2 days. And so for our various speakers, it's going to be $1,500 for the pharmacist for her honorarium, the rest therapist. This is the interpreter. I need to reinterpret the question. Give me just a second. We were looking, it's just as much as we could get. I mean, anything would be a blessing. So up to as much as $4,000 or $5,000.
Okay, but so what would they be using specifically the AMP funds for, which is for advertising and promotions for Conway?
We're going to be hosting the conference in Conway hotels. We're going to have deaf, blind. There will be hearing people there as well. And so we are going to be publicizing that, with different things that we will be able to provide the material for.
I would say seed.
Okay. So seed funding. And they're asking for 4,000 to 5,000, is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, something like that would be fine, up to that amount.
I'd like to make a motion that we grant the $5,000.
Got a motion made and seconded that we provide $5,000 for seed money. All in favor? Aye. Oh, I'm sorry, open for discussion, excuse me.
Do we know how many people they are potentially looking at that will be staying here?
It says an average of 75 to 250. But that's a big range.
Mm-hmm. That's half the cost for a new event.
As far as our membership, we have 120 members. But in addition to our speakers, the other visitors that are going to be coming in that are non-organization members, we're expecting between 400 and 500 people for the conference.
Total.
Yes, approximately 400 to 500 people.
Weekend.
Yes, for the whole weekend, yeah, for the 2 days of the conference.
Could I ask a question, please?
Sure.
How far away will people be coming from?
We're gonna have people coming from all over the state. We're gonna have people coming from the Fayetteville area, Rogers, Fort Smith, Jonesboro, Hot Springs, Harrison, Maumelle. We'll have people coming from all over the state.
It's Arkansas.
Yes, most of the people from Arkansas. We know for sure we're going to have 2 people who are coming in from Oklahoma. They come in for every conference that we host. We're going to have some people coming in from Texas, some people from Missouri as well. We have some folks that come in from Iowa, also Nebraska. We have people coming from Louisiana. I forgot to mention that.
It's the pharmacist.
Any more questions?
Is this something that y'all plan on doing yearly? Because it does say that this is a first time event,
We do this every 2 years.
every 2 years.
Well, this is the first time that we've hosted it in Conway. We typically host the conference in Little Rock. And this is the first time that we've done it in Conway. But we have done this conference every 2 years.
And has Little Rock been very accommodating?
Yes. Yeah. Once we had the impact from COVID, that made a big difference for us.
So will the venue change every 2 years, or are you looking to find one spot? Or will it go back to Little Rock?
On the last day of the conference, the members vote for where they would like to have it hosted the next time in different places around the state.
Any other questions?
Any other questions, folks? You said you have some? He said no. Okay.
This is the first time that we've had a group like this to come to us, and I think that at least I would like to extend a welcoming hand.
Thank you, yes.
Yeah, thank you. Is there, if we, can we be in the running to do it in 2 years again? Or do they have to switch each time?
Really, we typically leave that up to the membership. But we can definitely let you know.
We've had a motion made. Is there a second? Motion made and seconded. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? There aren't any. Motion passes. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Let me
Thank
say
you.
something here. I do need to say that we pay based on your receipts. So we will pay up to the amount we award, but you're gonna have to give us receipts and come and give us a presentation of the event after the event, and then we'll pay a total of all the receipts that you give us up to that amount.
Absolutely, for sure. Yeah, we are happy to do that.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, we would come and do the presentation
Well,
and
that's-
the receipts there. We need
it
to
could
submit
very-
those via mail.
They can be brought in when you come in to present the meeting to us.
Okay, great, absolutely, thank you.
Thank you.
And also on any promotional information that they have, it would need to have our advertising and promotion logo, which Rachel will get to them.
Okay, yeah, because we'll have a program book and we'll make sure that we
Mhm.
include that in there as well. Thank you. And this is Paula speaking. So just, I get some clarification on the receipts. Would we need to contact Rachel and submit those to her before the meeting, or?
After this meeting and answer any questions, and kind of walk her through the steps.
Okay.
Okay, great, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Funding money that know what could be used for. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that.
Okay, that's all of our funding events now. All right. Looks like the next thing we'll be doing is financial.
Okay.
All right.
We'll take a look at the regular financial statements. Had a good positive month. We've got growth between this year and last year on a purely accrual basis, like we have to present the financial statements for the audit report. And, so we ended up this month with a almost $67,000 profit. There was actually, on page 2, on the income statement, you'll see a return check in there. That was Serrano's, but we were able to contact her, and the lady from Serrano's brought a check into our office this morning with a check to replace this one that had been returned, and also one for beverage tax. So we've gotten this taken care of. Jill dealt with that this morning and yesterday with this lady. And so we've got, of course, the general ledger behind the financials and the bank reconciliations and the bank, the check registers there. We've got the Excel financial statements, the collections financials. And we've had a total of $564,714.29 received in the month of January for the tax that was collected in December. And here you see the two amounts that are due to the city of Conway and to the A&P Commission. And on the next page, you'll see January of 25 compared to January of 24. So Oh, no, I'm sorry, this is the detail of the amounts that get paid minus the expenses that get paid from it and the postage. And the amount to be paid out is $555, 203.89. So page 3 is where we start the collections. And we collected 564,000 in the month of January, and compared to 543,000 January of 24, and compared to 512,000 in January of 23. So we're continuing the trend, very positive. We have past dues, and last month's past due list was pretty slight, so we had $1,099.49 collected on those, and of course, that's only a minute portion of what was collected for past due receivables, but the trend kind of, I mean, that's a good thing that we didn't have a whole lot in collections at the end of December that we reported to you in January. So, page 4, we've got collections excluding delinquent tax, and collections excluding delinquent tax was up by 7.62% in the month of January, over and above January, of 24. So the last one is the pay simple payments, and our pay simple payments are definitely, more people are using pay simple for hotels and for restaurant taxes. So all of that is positive trends. So you want to make a motion to approve the financials?
Do I have a motion to approve the financials?
No motion.
Motion made. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion been made and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Or no, no's. Motion passes. Okay. Looks like code enforcement next.
Yes, and we do.
All right.
Yeah.
Or,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I never know, are we doing this, we do this when you're up there, or do we do it before you're up there, or after you get down? Do you have your copy of this? Okay, I'm sorry.
You can have his.
in that packet.
Thank you, Andy.
Okay, I don't have anything to report on the last delinquent list that we got. I'm not sure who has paid on that and who hasn't. I will need to compare it to this new one that I just got handed. So I'll have a report for that, on that for you guys at the next meeting.
If I had the other one with me, I would tell you, because we could compare them. There were collections made towards it.
There were, Marable Management, Rotana Donuts, and Strange Property. I don't know what happened, with them since we got this January list. So I'll work on comparing it to the February and get with you, Lisa, and we'll see
Yeah,
who we can mark off. And
get her on the phone. Would that be better?
to do what?
You want me to get her on the phone?
Oh, we can do it later. Be
Okay.
fine.
All right, she was telling me something about Strange. So those have been dealt with and called, and I think largely, ones that could be collected. So I'll get with you on,
Okay,
after, on that.
that'll be fine.
What about this cockpit cravings?
They are not out there anymore.
She was wondering if they were a food truck or,
They were a food truck out at the airport.
and did they have anything besides 0 reports?
I'm
Because
sorry?
they haven't paid anything.
I mean, I get that information from y'all, so I don't,
And they haven't sent in any reports, and the reason why, she wondered if they were even open.
they're not out there. I have
Okay.
been sending their notices to a place, I think in Greenbrier or Wooster, somewhere up in that
Okay.
area. And
We need to check
Yeah.
and see if they're open.
they're not at the airport. They said they hadn't been there for months and months when, I guess it was Officer Gann went out there and the airport folks told him that, so.
They do have a permit, so
Yeah,
it's fair that they need to be reporting whether it's 0 or some dollars.
yeah.
Again?
It did
it
come
did.
before
That's
city
why I looked
council.
at
That's
Sheila
why
and said,
we're
"We
looking
need
at
to
each
check
other. Yes, yes.
They had to have special.
Yes. Mhm.
rules
They gave me
for
one.
that
Okay.
situation.
Mhm.
Okay. We do have a plea hearing coming up on February 18th at 8:30 a.m. for Sarah Strickland, charcuterie and more,
And that's at what time?
8:30
8:30.
at District Court. On the 6th of January is when her citation was issued, along with her cease and desist and her revocation of her permit. So we'll see what you all want to do about all that after that court date. I did get a couple of names from Denise this week for some folks that were operating without a current supplemental beverage permit. And we took notices to them, and one of them immediately got cleared up, and we're still waiting on word back from 2 more. And I know Denise has been really busy getting some new things started, so it may be in her mail, we're not sure yet, so. That's about all I have, unless y'all have any questions for me.
On Crab Kings, they closed, right?
They
Or-
did,
Okay.
they did.
So,
Did she
And
say she was gonna clear that up though from the last meeting? I don't know. Still on there.
If they're still on here, that's because they hadn't paid through the weekend and through this morning.
yeah. I know that we had to mail everything we sent to them, and it's odd because some things one thing came back to us as return to sender. The citation that we mailed did not come back in the mail, but she missed her court date. So I don't really know what's going on there, so.
Well, and Crab Kings did close their permit, and that's why nothing's showing up that was owed for December.
I see,
So they still owe for September, October, and November.
okay. Well, everything, I mean, we've used the mailing address that we have available to us, through the permits application and such, so. Like I say, one thing came back, but her citation did not, so. That's what I know on that. Any more questions? All right, thank you so much.
I'll check on that one at the airport and I'll give you a call.
Thank you.
Mhm.
All right. Rachel, you next.
I think you'll need to vote on these.
Oh, we do? Okay.
On the 30, 60, 90.
Do I have a motion on the 30, 60, 90 day?
So moved.
Seconded.
Motion been made and seconded on the 10.
Oh, Jill just said Crab Kings pay, but their check bounced. So they still owe. That's why it's still on there.
Okay, we have a motion made to go to the, what's it, 10, 20, 30, 60. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No. Motion passed.
I have a question though.
Go ahead.
Okay, so was that the check that bounced on the financials?
No, that was Serrano. It bounced in the month of January. I guess Crab Kings probably didn't bounce until February.
So I guess
We're
it's
not recording on
showing up.
February
Okay.
yet.
Lisa, can you tell us about Marble Management? That was on last month's. And it's not on this month. We don't have any record of it being paid. Has that, have they been?
What's the name of it?
Marable Management, Marable Management. See, it's got an address associated with it of, High Point Drive. And then, Ratana Chahoy Fresh Donuts. They were mailed a final also in January. We don't have anything saying that they were good, but they're not currently on this list.
Maribel Management is Crab Kings.
It's on the list twice. I'm confused by that, but
Well, I am too.
the Ratana, is it Chahoy? Fresh Donuts, they received a final and we don't have any update on them and they're not on this month's list.
Crab Kings is only on here once.
Come up here. If you look at the January list, it says as of January 20th, 2025, they're listed there twice, and there's different statuses for both of them. And then it's not on this February 10th list. I'm just trying to make sure that we have that. Crab Kings is, but the other one is not.
Okay, I will definitely find out about that and contact you this afternoon.
Okay. And the Fresh Donuts, we sent them a final on January 23rd.
What's the name of the business, Fresh Donut?
It's RATTANACHHOY Fresh Donuts. CHHOY Fresh Donuts. And those aren't, I don't have any updates for them and they're not showing on this current list.
I'm looking.
Okay. Yeah.
Fresh Donuts is current. They were paying under their other account. Does that make sense to you?
I mean, I understand those words.
No, I know, but I mean,
I just need to know when someone makes a
okay, the Fresh
payment.
Donuts, you're not on speakerphone, but I'm asking about Fresh Donuts and the two different accounts. To her account. The accountant was paying it under another donut shop that the same lady owned, but she was paid current and they got it moved over and she is current now.
Okay.
And I'm confused about the Maribel and the Crab Kings. They're listed twice on last month's report. If they're the same thing, they're on there twice. Crab Kings and Maribel. Delinquent report. He said they were on there twice. If they're the same I may be the one that's wrong. Oh, Mirabelle is a short-term rental. I was wrong.
Okay.
So it's a short-term rental that's never been confused with Crab Kings. So Crab Kings came in the day of court and wrote a check, and that check bounced. That was a return check on the bank statement. Okay, so the Crab Kings bounce check was not in January. Get current, the short-term rental did get current, okay. Okay, Cockpit Cravings was filing reports, and they quit filing reports, and they're not filing reports now, but they're not out there anymore. So, yeah, so okay, all right, thank you. Bye. Okay, so they just need to be told to close it out. If y'all are gonna contact the Cockpit Cravings, they need to close out their account and file zeros up to the point where they close.
We need to see if they're out there. first.
Yes, yes.
Sheila's got to check on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Always thought that was a good idea to put something out there for all the people that fly in and out of the airport.
Thank you.
I mean, that's why I'm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. All right, Rachel, thank you.
All right. So over the course of the past month, I have been working with the Association for the Deaf, and just so you know, the commission was responsible for hiring the interpreters. So they told me who to contact. I reached out to the people, and their organization, the interpreters organization, recommended having 2 interpreters here, not knowing what the lay of the land would be. So, yes, of course.
New ground?
Just need to figure out where to apply that payment when I get the invoice. But at least I'll contact you and we can figure that out.
Okay.
I met with my rep from Dave Creek and discussed February social media posts. They've been making some posts regarding Valentine's date nights and things you can do in Conway with your Valentine. Promoting events at Reynolds Performance Hall, UCA basketball games, hiking and bike trails. We already started talking about March. There is a UCA baseball game where they're playing ASU, so hopefully that's a big in-state rivalry game, and we have lots of people in town. And if they buy concessions at UCA, then AMP collects taxes on it. So CoStar is the company that now owns STR, which sends out the hotel data reports that I send to all of you to review. CoStar purchased STR, and starting later this year, STR will no longer, currently what they send me is the spreadsheet that I send you all to review. They're not going to do that anymore. They're way more technologically savvy now. It's more expensive, but the only option is to either pay the more expensive price or not get the data at all. So we have to pay the more expensive price because that data is very valuable. So we'll be able to set up new reports. I'll go in monthly and pull that report. You'll still receive it. It should look the same, but could potentially have some extra data in it. So I'll did a webinar about it, but I'm sure that I will need a little more training on it to figure it all out. I think I mentioned last month that I was starting to work with a photographer. Their company is called New House Media, and they're going to be taking pictures quarterly for the AMP to use and promotions. I put together a list of images that I know I need for sure. I will continue to add to that. Met with them, and they're going to start working on things just as quickly as they can. Specifically, I had a request from a magazine to answer some questions about soccer. Perfect opportunity to talk about our new soccer fields. I didn't have any good pictures. Bobby sent me some that the cities had, but they were from almost a year ago. So anyway, we just need updated, fresh pictures to be able to use when those opportunities pop up. I was able to send them something and look forward to seeing the article. I spoke with a representative from the Master Gardeners Association. They are having their 2026 state conference in Conway. They think it'll bring around 500 people to Conway, and I'm sure that they'll reach out to us for funding or other needs towards the end of the year. But as of now, they were looking for some information to help promote their event at their 2025 conference to get people excited for coming to Conway. So I directed them to our social media accounts and Visit Conway website so that hopefully they could get the information they need. Submitted some new creative to Sports Events Magazine for an online ad focused on cycling. So I choose a picture, write the copy for that. So some advertising things, some event things. Yeah, I think those are the high points. Any questions for me?
I don't have any.
The guy that presented from UCA, you know, this stuff it's various things that happened in 24. Is this all stuff that needs to be a check cut for? Because there's no receipts with any of this, or why was he presenting now?
I think this was just the first time that they had a chance to make it to a meeting. Yes, it was for their 24 events, but you know, those events ran through the end of the fall. And so people have, we say 90 days to come and present after their final event took place, but that's not a rule that we've always been super strict on. As long as people are making the effort to come, make the presentation, that's kind of what the commission is always.
I think the money was awarded in one lump sum, as I remember it.
No, they actually get awarded individually.
But I wonder if we've been paying these as they came up.
Probably. I mean,
Okay.
as they would have submitted invoices,
I would
yes.
think
But like
so, yeah.
those, they don't send those through me, so I can't say
Okay.
for sure.
Okay.
They would send them directly to your
I know we
office.
paid a lot of UCA things. There's various different UCA vendors there, and I'll just check them out.
Those events were all from the athletics department. If you'll reference back to the spreadsheet that I do when you'll, you know, award funding, there are a whole list of events that they apply for. Their minimal amounts that they get awarded, 500 to 2,500 is usually the range. And they would have requested the funding for them after the event took place, but they just come and present on them one time. So they're not coming every meeting to make a presentation.
And there's a deadline on the time frame after the event that they have to submit their receipts for the payments to be paid as well.
Typically 90 days. There are sometimes, you know, the need for an exception
Right.
to be made, but those are, you know, decided on a case-by-case basis, I would say.
All right, any more? Thank you, Rachel. Okay. Looks like Parks and Rec.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Just a little quick update. January, we had 2 volleyball tournaments. I used both centers and brought in over 178 teams. Those are starting to wind down, but we did just have a 3-day homeschool basketball tournament this past weekend, with another 2 basketball tournaments the next 2 weekends. So still busy at the centers, and believe it or not, our first softball tournament is at the end of this month. So that'll get everything kicked off, and after that, it's go time for baseball and softball. So we're excited to get people back to the parks. Spring's right around the corner. For the expo, we had Beast Feast this whole past week. Good turnout for that. And then again, we're having Ray Lana February 18th through March 10th. So we'll be busy with that as well.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Any new permit applications?
Hey, City Clerk's office issued 4 permits this month. We issued one to Shorty Smalls Food Truck. That's going to be coming in and out of Conway. They're not going to be set up permanently, but they're going to kind of come in and out. So we did them, and also a candy and snack store called La Katrina, which is opening at 1310 Bruce Street. And then we issued A&P permits for 2 short-term rentals this month.
All right.
And if I could take just a minute of your time, I'm very excited to introduce my new assistant. Hand up, Brittany. This is Brittany Boren. She's going to be the new assistant in the city clerk's office. So I'm very happy to have her, and she'll be working with y'all some too.
Excellent. Thank you. All right. Okay, that's the last of the permit applications. Do we have any new business?
Old business.
Oh, I'm sorry, old business. Okay. Do we have any old business? Besides me. Besides me. Okay.
You said you didn't qualify.
Well, I'm feeling younger every moment, Annie. Almost dead, but not quite.
Sheila, we do need to get some clarification on our entertainment district downtown. I know there's some interest in having maybe some special events coming up, and we need to kind of see what the rules and regulation on that are. Rachel, do you know something?
Well, I actually attended a meeting at City Hall a week or 2 ago about the entertainment district and listened to what Felicia and the mayor had to say about it. So,
What did they say?
so the purpose was to have downtown businesses come in so that they could ask questions. Mike was here,
Yeah, I was here.
but there weren't a ton
I
of
was
other
sick.
businesses here.
I had the flu.
I mean, how I understand it is that each event has to apply for a special permit, and scratch that. When there is an event that wants to have alcohol and, set up a entertainment district for the set time being, a restaurant with a current liquor license has to apply for that. And so then the restaurant is the one responsible for, providing the cups, providing the drinks, basically monitoring like they would any other day with, the serving of alcoholic beverages. But it needs to be associated with an event. So like the people from Arts Fest were here because they have, an interest in having that done at their event. And so they're working with a restaurant for the restaurant to get the permit.
I'm just asking questions now.
Right.
Would it be better to have
Right.
the same
Right.
kind of cup?
So Felicia purchased cups. They have a
I've
design
got
on them. And I think was it $1 each?
I think so, yes.
Something like that. So when you apply for the permit, you basically pay $1 a piece for your cups. And then you get the cups, and that is the cup that it has to be served in. But say, for example, Rogue Roundabout and Mike's Place both had permits for an entertainment district during a specific event. They would both have cups, but if somebody got a cup at Rogue Roundabout, they could go to Mike's with the cup and Mike could refill it.
But you're saying that both restaurants need to apply?
Yes,
So
they
there could be
both
multiple
restaurants would have,
restaurants,
correct,
For them to
and
be
only
able
those
to go from
restaurants
place to
can
place.
participate.
correct.
And if I remember right, March was going to be their first kind of testing period to see
Yes,
how
the
this
March
went.
Arts Fest is their, first event where this is going to be happening. Based on what the city said, they want to start small, maybe limiting it to one restaurant. I I know Rogue Roundabout was wanting to participate. I feel like other restaurants might have been, but I don't know how that application process is going. But as I understand, during Arts Fest, you could go to, say, Rogue Roundabout, get a beverage, and then walk around Arts Fest with that beverage. That is how I understand
that's
it.
what
I
I
am not an
understand.
authority on
No,
it, but that's how
what
I
I got from
understood
it too.
it.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah. There weren't a whole lot of answers yet. You know, there were more questions than answers. That's kind of what, and they thought March would be kind of a way to get through that because you know.
And as anyone has any questions, Felicia is the go-to person for that.
Okay.
So she said there were so many variables that she was finding it hard to even put together an FAQ list because every question is different and it is all, well, what if this and what if this? So she said, just send people to me if they have questions. So. Okay.
All right. Thanks, Rachel. Okay. Looks like we're through the business.
Can I make just one note?
Please.
Just to get some clarification and make sure that we make a note of it. It seems like the gentleman from the Senior Olympics, we had awarded them X amount of money. And it sounds like, if I heard him correctly, that it was $950 cheaper. So it looks like we're saving some money there. Did I hear that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
The number was $800.
And the most that we ever pay, we look at the funding
Mhm.
and see what they were funded and verify that, and then look at the receipts they present, and we only pay to the extent of the larger.
Okay.
Okay, because I was thinking maybe I missed something, because I thought I heard that we had a check for him, so I was wanting
And
to make
it's just
sure.
an $800 check.
Okay,
for
great.
That's where I was confused.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I signed that earlier. So
Great.
We're good to go.
Bart
Thank you.
has to, but yeah.
Thank you.
And I've worked with Greg on several of his events before, so I'll be sure and let him know that if he wants to come and ask for more money for other events, that he needs to fill out the application and send it to me before our next meeting
Yeah.
or whenever. So,
Well, as particularly as they go through whatever cycle it is. that
yes.
He'll have things pop up, but starting this year, if they wanna bring that senior swimming event back, that's a repeat.
Right,
And they should have applied for that.
yes.
Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Yes. Yes, I would say if new events come up,
Right.
if he didn't know he was going to be able to host them in Conway,
Right.
That's a new event.
take them, yes, new event, take the application as appropriate. But yes, if he's planning already to have it in Conway again and didn't apply, then he missed the deadline.
I'll take his body.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn.
Second.
It's been second and third. All in favor? Aye. Aye. There are no nays. So thank you. And thanks for helping me get through that little short period there. I was a little confused on a few things, but I woke up confused this morning, so I wasn't feeling much different, so.
Tell whether you're
Y'all have a
younger or
nice day.
older.
Well, I was going for both, Andy. Just